Hi, we're here with Stan Simpson, who is Color Technologies lead at the Quad-Graphics Alexandria Imaging Facility, and he's going to talk to us about the proofing process.
So here in our site, and it's the same for all of our sites, we have basically the same equipment, and we run the Epson 7900 printer. Each of our proofs, you'll see, have a color bar at the bottom of the proofs, and we can run several different formats based on the type of paper that it's printing on the printing press. So what we do is we can take our proof, come over here to our verification station, and we have an X-Rite I1 reader here, and we can read these proofs into our system.
Now, is this a densitometer that you're talking about?
Yeah, this is a it reads LAB values.
So what is LAB?
LAB is a color space. You have LAB color space. You can have RGB color space. You can also have CMYK color space. And as you know, we print with CMYK color space. Usually our images start out in the RGB color space, and we convert them to the CMYK color space, making them optimized for print.
And explain what RGB is and why you start out with the RGB process.
RGB, most of your photography is done in RGB, which is your red, green, and blue, and it's a larger color space, although we can't print with red, green, and blue because it's additive versus subtractive. So we convert to CMYK, and we optimize it. It's a smaller color space, CMYK is, so we convert to that with our profiled to the press, and then we proof it out. So every proof that we proof out on our machine is verified with our color bars. So we'll run it through here, and I'll just swipe this, and it comes up as a pass-fail. And we have our tolerances here based on the swap standards. So this tells me that the color is good, and I'll print out a sticker, and I'll put this sticker back on the back of the proof.
While we're waiting for this to print out, why don't you tell us what swap standards are?
The swap standards are, SWAP is a community of standards that are available to all printers, and that's what all printers follow, is the SWAP standard. So it's a standard web offset principles, and we followed all those standards. This here tells me that it measures in delta E and how far in or out the tolerances are. So if you're on press and you're printing with this proof, you can turn it over on the back, and it'll tell you how far in or out the proof is. So this is pretty tight. Our max delta E is around a 2, so it's a pretty good proof for press. And we'll send this out to press, and they should be able to match it pretty well.
Now, do you actually send this hard copy out to the press, or do you send this file to the print plant?
We send both.
Okay.
We send a optimized PDF to press, and they will make the plates, and then we send a proof, and they can match the proof on press when they bring it up.
Does the file also come up on the video monitors that you have on a lot of the presses of your facilities too?
We do have that capability, and that is referred to as soft proofing versus this is a hard proof. Soft proofing would be on the screen, and we do have the capability to soft proof on press side.
Are you finding that most of your customers are still using hard proofs, or have a lot of your customers moved to a soft proofing workflow?
Most of the customers use hard proofs just because that's the way they've always done it. But we do have more and more customers moving towards software.
And these, I would assume, would be your high-end customers like National Geographic and National Wildlife.
Right. Depending on their preference, what they specify. But we can do either one.
Thanks. Okay, Stan is actually now going to talk a little bit about both hard copy and soft copy proofing.
Okay, with the hard proofs, it's important to have the proper lighting. We're viewing these under 5000K lighting, which is the industry standard lighting. The reason why that's important is the proofs look differently based on the lighting that you're viewing them under. And if you're looking under the standard office lighting, which can be a little yellow or incandescent lighting, versus your 5000K light booth, proofs can look differently, and they do change color based on the lighting that they're under. This here is a chart explaining metamerism, which metamerism is the changing of the colors that are on the proof based on the lighting. And here you can see there's two strips here on this card, and these pretty much look similar. But if you take this and you go over here to our standard office lighting,
Oh my gosh, you can see the difference.
it changes. So now you have two separate strips here, and this is how a proof reacts to different lighting. So based on, it's important to view your proofs under the correct lighting.
Okay, that was my aha moment.
For publishers who are still pulling hard copy proofs but may not want to make an investment in a color booth like this,
Right.
and using the lights, what would you recommend for the best way for them to view proofs?
There are smaller booths. It's a soft view booth, and it's a desktop model. And you can purchase those, and they're just as accurate, only in a smaller format.
And without even making that purchase, just being in an office with the lights out and as dark as possible?
I would recommend 5000K lighting is kind of representative of like what sunlight is. So if you can view them by a window in the sun, that would be best. Or if you don't have any controlled lighting, at least view them at the same place, in the same room, under the same conditions. Because if you view them at Jane's desk and then you go to Tom's desk the next time, the lighting could be different in different places. So at least if you can keep it consistent, that's important.
That's good to know.